Honestly, ever since I started my startup, I thought I was the only Filipino who owned a startup or even a tech company in San Diego, let alone maybe even California.
No, just for real. Just for real. I mean, I've been here in this space for like 4 years now, and I thought I was the only one. Like, I stand out. All the like startup events I go to, dang.
I completely agree. Like, even going to some of the local events and going through some of the mixers, all I can think about is like, wow, I'm the only Filipino in this event. And, it does tend to get a little bit lonely, but at the same time, we try to, get over that adversity, right? But,
Yeah, but also there's a sense of like, no one gets it. When you go to our community and you tell them like, hey, like seriously, I meet with companies where millions moves, or I meet like, all these investors and they're cool people, but at the same time, it's like it goes over their heads. Like, wait, what's a startup? What's AI? What's, all these things that are changing the world? It's like hard to connect.
especially with my fellow Filipinos, right? Like, it's really hard to have that conversation, like, because at the end of the day, they're just not into this space, and it's really hard to have that kind of relationship with my fellow Filipinos, right?
Yeah.
But I really hope that we turn that around.
In the startup world, failure is celebrated, It's more like, oh man, what did you learn? But in our community, it's kind of like you're shamed. You fail, like you get ridiculed, everyone talks shit, It's kind of sad, but in the startup world, everyone's like, oh, what did you learn? How can I help you?
Right.
It's more like I feel you. It's like there's that sympathy, there's that empathy. But in our own community, because they don't understand what's it like to be an entrepreneur or like risk taking, all they see is, did you make money? What's the immediate gratification?
And what it is like, I support any small business, any venture that, our community is doing. What I want from this is, is to support, like Filipinos going into entrepreneurship, but I want us to evolve. And I think we're that next step for us to evolve to owning corporations, especially being relevant in the tech industry.
Yeah,
so
there's not a lot of
that,
Yeah.
in the news, right? You don't see a lot in the news. Filipino American being a CEO or co-founder of the next tech startup, right?
Yeah.
Like the next Google.
Yeah.
You don't see that, right? So as of like 2019, San Diego alone raised over $800 million of venture deals, right? And typically they're led by like your typical founders. That's still like that doesn't. It's such a great deal that our community should have at least a piece of that, right? And I look forward to building our community.
We invite you on Wednesday, February 5th, as we partner with Spaces here at their event in downtown San Diego to host Against the Grain, What is a Startup? Learn from Philam founders, and we invite those who are interested in starting their own business, especially underrepresented founders, on what is a startup. So join us 5:30 p.m. here at Spaces